Now it's time for Money Matters. Today we're talking about investments. It's sometimes hard to know what you should do because everybody has different advice.
So today we're joined by Vander Pol, the Chief Compliance Officer at Strategic Wealth Designers. Jason, thanks for coming in. So there are like three different kinds of advice that you may get, or advisors who may talk to you. What should we know?
Well, absolutely. It can be confusing for investors because there's essentially three worlds that are competing for your investment dollars. The banking world, the insurance world, and then also the investment or brokerage world. And all three of them have different solutions that they can offer you, different products. And sometimes it's hard to know what kind of advice you're getting. And also it's hard to know whether you're getting something that's in your best interest.
Well, and speaking of that, you would think that no matter which type you go with, they're going to try to do the best they can for you. But it's not always the case.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just not the way that the industry is set up. The industry was set up with a couple of different standards in place. The first is a suitability standard, and that's firms and advisors that work under a suitability standard only need to make recommendations that are proven to be suitable for you. They could be serving their own interest, either looking for a better commission or some kind of a deal that they may have made, but it may not be in your best interest. The second type of standard is a suitability standard, or a fiduciary standard. And that means firms and advisors that conform to that standard are legally required to make recommendations that are in your best interest. So it's important to know which hat they're wearing and what interest they're looking out for.
And it sounds to me like you would think the best hat to wear is the second one.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And no matter who you're dealing with, whether it's an insurance agent that has their securities license or a bank or a broker dealer, you want to make sure that you talk to them and you find out. You ask them that question: Are you operating under a fiduciary standard or a suitability standard? Because the answer you get should dictate how you feel about their recommendations.
Yeah. Is there any common misconception out there that people need to know about, or maybe the biggest mistake you see people making when it comes to investments?
Well, just not being an informed consumer is probably the biggest mistake people make. It's important to go out and do your research online and make sure that you know who you're talking to. Consult your Better Business Bureau and look at reviews and make sure that talk to friends, talk to people, and find out if they're happy with the results they've gotten. But again, like I said, ask about the fiduciary standard. Make sure you're dealing with an advisor that is looking out for your best interest.
Because there are a lot of silver tongues out there.
No doubt.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having me.
And learn more ways to make your money matter on WKYT.com.
And if you have something you want us to discuss, send an email to news@WKYT.com and we'll talk about it right here.